member of Congress, do you think that Paul Ryan, being chairman of the convention, can run a convention which would be impartial and objective?
Well, I think anybody, yeah, surely. I mean, Paul Ryan's a wonderful guy. He's a delightful fellow. He hasn't come on board yet. My hope is he will.
So you're optimistic then?
I'm optimistic about this race, and I'm optimistic and hopeful that we're going to beat Hillary Clinton because we have to for the good of the country. We've had almost 8 years of Mr. Obama, who has been a disastrous president. We're going to have now an opportunity to change course or have 4 more years of the same. And I think that Donald Trump is the alternative to that.
What did Mr. Trump say to you maybe that would reassure perhaps members of the Republican establishment, so-called, that people should sort of relax a little bit?
Look, he's just getting used to this popularity. He's never run for president before. He's never run for anything before. And I think it takes a while to get adjusted. I ran some 12 races, lost one, and maybe I ran 13. But at any rate, I ran
bon temps brûlés. They say les bon temps
That's
brûlés.
right. And Louisiana's a great place to run. And in fact, he ran down there and took the majority of the votes. And that's, again, when you look around and see what the reaction of the average person is to Donald Trump now, they like the guy. And I think that goes a long way. I mean, that, frankly, on the Democratic side, they like Bernie. I'm not so sure they like his opponent. But Bernie's not going to be the nominee, and she's going to have to contend with him. But I feel very comfortable that if it is a Clinton Trump race, that Trump's going to win.
Mr. Speaker,
what did Donald Trump say about party unity?
Did you give him any advice?
I'm sorry?
Did you give him any advice? As one
I met Donald Trump, and I was proud to do it.
What did he say about party unity and the need to unite?
Well, actually, there were a number of people in the room, and everybody felt that was going to be necessary. Party unity is critical if we're to win. I think once these Republicans who are balking right now stop and reflect about the alternatives, and that we could actually be faced with 4 years of Hillary Clinton, they're all going to unify. That's a good reason for them to come in and get behind Donald Trump, and let's have a victory this time around.
what did the attorneys say about a brokered convention? What was the strategy going into this meeting today?
That wasn't discussed.
But what do you think, Mr. Livingston, what would happen if there were to be an open, contested convention? If
I don't think it's going to happen. I think Donald Trump's going to have the number of votes that he needs to go in and win the nomination up front without any contest.
How many people were in the room?
I couldn't tell you.
More than 10?
How big is a bread box? I don't know. I just really couldn't estimate the number of people in the room, but it was a good number.
Mr. Speaker, do you think it's...
Did you speak to Trump in the meeting?
I did speak.
What was your advice to him?
What would your advice be?
I would like to know what yours is.
Well, I know you would, but I'm not going to tell you.
Did Mr. Trump invite you to attend this meeting?
I'm sorry?
Did Mr. Trump invite you to attend this meeting? How did you end up coming?
I got invited by people who support Donald Trump. I was proud to come. As I say, I only made up my mind to do this last week. And as I said, I voted for somebody else. But I am really, really irritated by these people who think that they're smarter than the American people. American people are expressing themselves loudly in just about every state, most of the primaries, and he's getting most of the votes. And for me, that's very, very important. I want to see the people heard, and I want to see Donald Trump president.
Who are you referring to that thinks they're smart than the American people?
The rump group, and I'm not going to name them, you know who they are.
Who did you vote for last week?
Who'd you vote for?
Were any specific issues discussed and concerns expressed about some of Trump's views, or try to figure out where he stands?
We had a nice discussion.
Could you elaborate on any exact?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.